sweet babies? What's going on, sweet babies? It's your girl again. I'm up to it again. Y'all know how I do. Y'all know how I do. Welcome back to another episode, another podcast of the Tisa Batey Show. Oh my gosh, guys, you guys are going to want to share this. Go ahead and share. As a matter of fact, let me go to my Facebook page and just make sure that it is public so that you guys can start sharing this. I'm excited about my guest tonight. They're going to bring it. I'm excited about the topic. We are talking about, okay, so I just made it public. We are talking about, wait for it, open relationships.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. We're gonna talk tonight about open relationships. She read. So I am here in lovely Tennessee. I am at home. I am in my childhood, my princess childhood room in Tennessee at my mom's house, bringing in Mother's Day and spending as much time with her as I can before I go. And so we're going to talk about open relationships. I am so incredibly glad to have with me tonight. First, he's really no stranger to the Tisa Batey Show because he's been on with me several times. And he always brings a different perspective to the conversation. Y'all give it up for your boy, G. Clark.
Man, I almost had to look somewhere else, man. I'm gonna have to give that introduction. Tell Grady to give that introduction next time. Anytime he mentions me from going this. Oh, y'all determined to make me look red today. She gonna make me blush. I'm just saying.
What's going on, G. Clark, with all serving that fineness?
Hey man, life is good. Life is good.
Oh my gosh, we just love this fella right here, guys. Continue to keep him lifted up in your prayers. Lost his grandmother not too long ago, and he's still struggling with that, but he is overcoming. He's making his way through, and he is persevering. He just keeps it moving. So thank you, G. Clark, for being on with us tonight.
Thank you.
Y'all, give it up for the one and only Dwan After Dark podcast. Miss Dwan Johnson. What's going on, sweet baby?
Nothing. Just
Welcome, hype. Well, I just want to thank you guys again, like I said, for being on the podcast. And this is family right here. These are my peeps. We are all under the DJ Grady Baby umbrella, and Dwan helped me out at the very last hour. So thank you, sweet baby. I appreciate you being on with me tonight. That's what family. Exactly. That's just what we do. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm gonna again ask everybody this on, share this with people who are tweetering on, considering involved in hate a open relationship and the thought of an open relationship, because we're just gonna talk about it tonight.
Oh yeah.
Let me just put it out there. I'm not judging anyone. Okay. I'm just trying to gain understanding.
Right.
Is that fair?
That's fair, because we can all look at the same thing and see it different ways.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, G. Clark, what's your definition of an open relationship?
I think that can hit on like a few points, because relationships could stem between friendships, it could stem between business, and it can also stem between relations. However,
between what? What's that?
People having relations, that stuff, yeah.
Hot relation.
Extracurricular activities. It is.
Oh my God.
So, I think that that's a to each his own thing. I feel like as long as you can handle responsibilities, of being that open. If that's you and you got a whole crew with you, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
See nothing wrong with it.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So what say you, Dwan?
I think it's couples that's just open to see other people just as long as they know the other person.
Okay. So as long as they know the other person, which leads me to, I guess, a question that I have. Okay. So I've sort of researched a little bit open relationships, and I think it's defined as if you have an open marriage or an open relationship, then both parties agree to have outside sexual partners.
Right.
Right. So is it actually cheating if someone, excuse me, excuse me, is it actually cheating if one of the parties steps out and has hot, steamy relations with someone else and their partner doesn't know about it? Can you consider it cheating? I mean, you do have an open relationship.
If that's one of their rules, like if all the ones that I know of that I see on television have the rule. They have to know when the other party is stepping out and with who.
And they have to approve of them? Do they have to approve of them?
Okay. Most of them do. Some of them don't. They just have to know who it is, and they have to make sure not to get with the same person over and over again.
Very good point. Very good point. So I guess my question is, what happens when your partner approves you being with one person or another, and you realize that the pleasure you get from being with this one outside person is much more enjoyable than with your mate, your husband? What happens? Because human nature, when we are creatures of habit, and the heart wants what the heart wants when the heart wants it, right?
Right.
And when the heart wants it, the body certainly wants it, right? So what happens when, I mean, can they really expect or be mad at you if you dip and dap back into an outside lover that you've had before without their knowledge, because it was so enjoyable? You approved them first, so all bets off, right?
Go ahead, Dwan. Go ahead.
It's bound to happen. I mean, I think you just set it up for that to happen. I know of a couple that had an open relationship where they were swinging with another couple. The man from one of the marriages, he wanted to be out of it. He wanted him and his wife to go back to the way that it was, but everybody else was like, no. So him and his wife ended up divorced. The other couple divorced, and the two leftover ones got married to each other.
Wow. So the wife who wasn't ready to get out and the husband of the other marriage, they ended up linking up and getting together.
Get married. Mm-hmm.
What say you, G. Clark?
See, that's what makes it sticky for me, because man, okay, so I think if you're married and you're in an open relationship, your spouse should know who you are going out with. The approval thing is where it gets sticky for me, because if she brings something back, I ain't probably never gonna prove it. So
okay, so you're never gonna go for whoever she brings into
right. I mean, I mean, you have some men that are like the one said that are able, to couple swap and all that good stuff. However, that ain't me, player. That's not me.
Let me tell you guys. Let me share with all you guys an experience that I had several years back. I was at work, and I used to dress men from head to toe every day. That was just what I did. That was part of my job. And there was this very nice looking gentleman, very polished, very articulate. He was from the islands. I could tell by his accent. But I noticed that he, came into the store 2 or 3 times within a matter of a week. And so, I assisted him on a couple of occasions because he asked for my help. And the last time he came in, he pulled me to the side and asked me if he could take care of me and my children. And I said, okay, can you elaborate on that? And he said, my wife has approved you. She was in here with me the first time I came in a couple of days ago. She saw you, you helped both of us, and she has approved you. And I've been coming in. I've come in a couple of times after just to see how you move, just to see how you posture yourself. And I think that you would be a wonderful addition to our family. And I said, am I being punked? I started looking around for cameras and stuff because I was not used to this. And so I said, okay, so humor me for a moment, if you will. So what you're asking me is if you can keep me, correct? He said, absolutely. He said, you would move in, you and your children, because I was divorced, you would move into our home and I would take care of every need that you have. And I said, okay, so what if I want to see somebody else? Like, are they welcome to come to the? Absolutely not. No, you would be kept for me. And if I'm keeping you, then you couldn't have any other outside interest, but you would be at my disposal whenever I needed you to be.
Wow.
Yeah. Needless to say, that didn't go over very well. Yeah. I just had to let them know, look, I don't do that. Yeah. I don't. I'm territorial when it comes to my man.
Yes.
I was about to say I don't agree with his methods, but I can see his perspective. Because the sexual part of it is the cherry on top, if you will. So if I'm doing everything else to earn the cherry on top, I'm not going to prove it just somebody just to come in and move some things around.
But it's no different from what you're doing. If the woman is cleaning up the house, if she's cooking the food, if she's doing your laundry, if she's taking care of the kids, you're really doing no more than she's doing. So why wouldn't she be afforded the same luxury? Okay, so we kind of going hypothetically. He said that he would take care and provide for you. That's what okay, all right, and okay, so I get that. So if he's taking that step in perspective, and I'm not downing or disagreeing with anything that has been said that the woman does. However. Look, you're giving me a hot flash.
No, I'm not giving you a hot flash. I'm saying man to man. Hypothetically, if I am your man and I am doing everything, and then and I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing, and you say, okay, Grady's just gonna come in and he ain't gonna do none of the things that you're doing. However, he gets the cherry on top that you burn. Oh, you better ask Jesus. Oh, there's gonna be some furniture moving up in here. I swear for God, it ain't gonna go down. No, it ain't going down like that.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying, and I understand that from a male perspective, because a male perspective is accompanied by most times a large ego. So I understand why you would say that. I really do. I get it. But here's my thing: when we say, Well, he's doing everything. Like just because he's taking care of the finances doesn't mean that is everything that's encompassed in taking care of a home. So if you have the woman, because let's face it, when it comes to raising kids, rearing children, taking care of the home, doing all the chores around the house, the woman is doing her share as well. Just because it's not from a financial perspective doesn't mean that it's any less valuable. Come on, somebody, than what he's doing.
So hold on. I'm sorry, I was late.
Not from a financial perspective doesn't mean that her contributions aren't just as important. So if he can skip out and play and he's taking care of the finances, why can't she skip out and play and she's taking care of the house? That's all I'm saying. What you got to add to that? And let me add Dwan back to the string. So
let me try to get my lighting right.
Welcome, DJ Grady Baby.
Hey, everybody.
We're glad to have the
graduation and running around. I'm sorry, y'all.
DJ Grady Baby. He graduated today, you guys.
Yes.
Got his degree today. So congratulations, DJ Grady.
Broadcasting. Yay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Now, I've been on both sides of the spectrum, being a military spouse, being a stay-home father, raising kids and doing this and that. But y'all, this is a pickle right here. But a woman can't do what a man do. It just, I don't know.
Well, that's
it
just
chauvinistic. It's not chauvinistic.
Oh, so what is it?
What?
I mean,
he said he clearly said.
But
let
women.
me repeat for all you all who did not hear him. Grady Baby, DJ Grady Baby, in true fashion, as he always does, DJ Grady Baby just said a woman can't do what a man does. And my question is, okay, I'm open to that, but why? Quantify that for me.
Well, let me say, well, they should not do that.
Why?
Because when you put mileage on yourself like that, and a man gonna look at you different, it's kind of hard to explain because I don't want to be too chauvinistic. But I mean, women can do what some men do, but it's not pretty when they do it.
Oh, okay.
What shouldn't we do? That's what I'm itching to ask. What shouldn't we do?
Okay, I want you to elaborate on that as well, DJ Grady Baby. I think what he's saying is it's not as attractive if a woman is comfortable with her sexuality and openness as it is for a man to be. I think that's what you're saying.
For a lady to have multiple partners, a man will look at that and be like, dang, she's community property. I mean, anybody can go out there and do it, but a man, your value decreases when you do that.
Okay. And just let me say this from a woman's perspective. That is the same exact way I feel about a man. If I'm involved with a man, let me just say this. If I'm involved with a man,
okay, and
I discover that he is cheating, dishonest, has other partners or what, it turns me off. It completely turns me off. I will sit back and I don't make a big fuss about it. I'm not going to argue about it. I'll ask questions to see, especially, when your inner man starts rising up and telling you stuff. I sort of pull back and I watch all the signs, and I'm very in tune to what the signs are because I'm not new to this. So if a man is community property, it is very off-putting to me as a woman. It's not appealing to me at all. I want someone who's not easily.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
He done put his hat on now. We got to go back to
Go ahead, Raccoon.
He got his hat on, so he got something to say.
I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, leeches and germs, this is the voice of Raccoon June, not of G. Clark. Those opinions are belong to me in the hat. What Grady is trying to say is that if a woman connects with another man outside of her man, there is a possibility that things may expand. However, the man going into another woman, nothing will change there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I had to say on that one.
Because you're saying that because women are more emotional. Men are
no. I'm talking simply physical, like if a man goes and chooses another woman, there's nothing to damage the first woman's ego. If
No,
a woman chooses a man, and okay, so let's say this new man is like a horse. The original man is gonna feel a certain way, and his woman coming back and now he needs a safety line to keep him from falling in.
no.
She gonna bounce back.
But-
She gonna bounce back.
I know she'll
Yeah.
bounce back, but
Bounce
that's what I'm getting from Grady's answer. That's what I'm channeling from him. That's all.
And gee, that's when I was not challenging that answer. I wasn't going that way. But I was gonna say, damn, I forgot. Hold on. I was gonna say a woman. See, Tisa with that mindset right there. Most ladies have that same mindset. A woman cannot be a man's everything. You know what I mean? You just can't fit all the checks on the line with you. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna, you know what, Tisa, I ain't apologizing. I gotta speak.
Grady.
You never do.
Grady.
No, because G Clark know where I'm heading with this.
Grady. Okay, go ahead, Grady.
I hear ladies say, "Hey, G Clark, I'm jumping with no parachute." Okay, I see a bush down. I'm laying on that bush.
Okay.
That Bella. Hey, ladies that always say they want a man of their own, and they want that man of their own, but they can't be everything that man need to keep him home. You know what I mean?
Why not?
Huh?
Okay, so that segues into my next question.
Okay.
Why do people even engage in open relationships? Why not just stay single? If you're
Thank
not
you.
ready for the commitment, why not? I mean, for real, for all intents and purposes, if you're going to do the same thing that you're doing when you're single, why even have a committed relationship with anyone else?
Women push that.
Because
Man, we don't look for that.
Greedy.
What'd you say,
we're
Dwan?
not
What did you say, Dwan?
Greedy. They're
Because they're
greedy.
freaky, greedy, and lustful. That is my perspective as well. I'm glad she said that, and I didn't, but I agree with my sis on this. Like, I think that the need to do that comes from a very lustful nature and spirit, and it comes from a place of greed, and it's like, just no one is. I don't care how good some women are. It will never be enough for. And I'm not going to say just women because I mean just men because some women are the same way. So I stand corrected. But I think that comes from a place of lust and greed, because certainly if you find somebody. If you find that, and especially, and there are a whole lot of people, celebrities and otherwise, who are doing open marriages now, right? And I guess my moral compass, where I always go when I can't decide if something is right or wrong, and if I'm tweetering on it, I always go to the word. So I'm always looking in the word to see, okay, what does the word say about this? Because the word says, "He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing," and there are some other, and because I've talked to a few ministers of the cloth, and my stepdad gave me some really good tips and scriptures, and so did my mom. But I just want y'all to hear this, and I'm like I say, I'm not judging. I'm just putting it out there for us to talk about openly.
Yes.
Okay. So. I was struggling with finding in the word where it said that open relationships and open marriages are wrong. Like I was having problems with that. And you remember, King Solomon and King David, and he had all these. Abraham even had multiple. They had all these wives, right?
He had a big open marriage. Yes, he did.
I'm ready to write notes. I'm taking the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had open marriages.
So my thing was, okay, well, what makes an open relationship wrong? And my mother, she led me to, and this is the NIV version, and y'all excuse me, but it's Ephesians. Come on, somebody. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 3, where it says, "Let there be no sexual immorality, impurity, or greed among you. Such sins have no place among God's people. Obscene stories, foolish talk, and coarse jokes, they are not for you. Instead, let there be thankfulness of God. You can be sure that no immoral, impure, or greedy person will inherit the kingdom of Christ and God. For a greedy person is an idolater, worshiping things of the world. So that was one scripture that she gave me, and I was like, okay, well, that makes sense.
That
Like
one hurt.
that one hurt.
Because
Yeah,
I tell a lot of coarse jokes. Oh,
but
Jesus.
you,
Oh,
you
God,
know,
I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. Jesus.
no,
Don't
you're
do it.
not.
You're not
No,
going.
you are not, because God knows your heart. Your jokes are not meant to hurt anybody. They're just for laughs. They're just,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
These
so
comments, Tisa, these comments here.
Right.
I know we're gonna get to the comments later, but I want to.
I just want to point one out, because Tisa, when you took your glasses off, I thought in my head, boy, she took her glasses off. And we got like 2 comments in here that said the same thing. That's all I got to say. Okay, go ahead.
What they say? What did they say?
They Pam Rose said, "Oh, she done took off them glasses." I was like, "Oh, she almost see."
Hey, Pam.
That's all I got. I'm saying, man.
Y'all are crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so just let me add one more thing, and
Okay.
and this is what these are some words that my stepfather gave me, who happens to be a pastor as well. He said, and I thought this was interesting. It says, nowhere in the Bible do we read about one woman having more than one husband, but it was quite common at the time of the Old Testament for a man to have several wives, right? But it doesn't say that God ever condemned that. It says, why is Jesus so strict? Because marriage between a man and a woman reflects the union of Christ and the church. Christ is the head of the church, and the church is his bride. He will never be unfaithful to her. It is a holy union. Likewise, the union between a married man and a woman is holy. Marriage is a wonderful gift that God allows us to enjoy sex within the safe boundaries that he has set up. And when husbands and wives are faithful to each other, it is a wonderful picture of a relationship between Christ and the church. And he went on to talk about how even though those people had multiple partners back then, the kings, that there was always destruction that came to their household, perhaps as a result of their multiple outside relationships. So again, I just want to talk about this.
I have something I want to say.
Okay, what do you have to say?
I got one. Well, go ahead.
Hold on. All right. If we're gonna go back to Bible days, if a wife doesn't give themselves to their husband, do they deserve the right to be stoned? I'm just saying. This is a joke.
Boy, okay. I got a real comment
Go ahead.
based off of what Tisa just read. And it spawned in me, and this might be very controversial. So if somebody's foot got stepped on, I'm not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
The way that it described the relationship with Christ and the church, and then what we understand just from teachings, Christian teachings, period, we have an open relationship in a sense with God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so are you comparing that to relationships that we have with other people outside the marriage or the parameters of monogamous relationship? I mean, expound on that.
I mean, again, I have no research. I have no nothing. That literally just jumped in my head when you read that. However, when you think about it, God is no more committed to me than he is to the person that's living under the bridge. There's a commitment to both. However, from whatever situation may be, their lives are different. The relationship may be different. But it is an open relationship. Just as I can speak and pray, that person under the bridge can do the same thing. So
it's no different, G. Clark, than saying, to be honest, that's just like saying, when you love people with the agape kind of love, then you love everybody, right?
Right.
So just because you love everybody, though, certainly is no green light for you to sleep with them. I mean, really?
Right.
God loves us with the agape type of love.
True.
And
Right.
that's the love that he admonishes us all to have one for another. But
True.
that has nothing to do with pleasuring ourselves
Well,
on somebody
I'm
and
just
having
saying.
sex outside the relationship.
Well,
Again, not judging,
no
just
judging.
having another perspective.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, the word is, but you know what? I think I look at it as building a community, building a team when you have multiple spouses or relationships. I just, I just want to go back to the day when Big Mama knew about, the Wilma down the street or something like that. It was a community. What she's not good at, she good at. It's a teamwork, make the dream work. You know what I mean? It takes me.
Oh my
I
God.
look at a relationship like a business. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a president and a vice president. I'm
Uh,
just saying.
Grady Taylor, this is the principal. I just wanted to let you know that your wife is in the chat. Your wife is in the chat. Grady Taylor, this is the principal. Your wife is in the chat. She
Okay.
is in the chat.
Yeah, watch him clean himself up now. Yeah, watch him clean himself up.
I wonder why he was whispering so much.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, what had happened
Again,
was,
what was that you were saying, Grady? I'm sorry. Now that Mrs. Grady is on in the
yeah,
chat,
I'm trying to tell you.
you can't remember, huh? You can't recall.
Hey, how y'all doing out there, gentlemen?
Yeah, she done shut him down.
No.
She got him so shook. She made his microphone turn into a sprint from Sprint to Metro PCS. Over there breaking up. Jesus Christ,
Oh my
boy.
God. But another thing that the word does say, now the word does say that it is a sin to fornicate, and to, fornication and adultery is a sin. And if you're married to somebody and you have outside partners, that's adultery all day long. And it doesn't matter whether your spouse has approved it or not. According to the word, it's still adultery, right?
Yep.
Adultery is adultery.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, so
approve of it, and we already know that's a disapproval.
You already know that it's a. Say that again, Dwan. Say that one more time, Dwan.
She said it's a disapproval.
I said we really only need one. We only need one.
You're freezing up.
We only need one person to approve of what we do, and we already know that that's a disapproval.
And you're talking. You say that one person, you're talking about God. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. As far as adultery. So open relationship or not, spiritually is wrong.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, that's a lot of people's take on it. I want to hear what the viewers have to say, but there's a lot of people feel like it's just wrong. And I especially believe, and I want to hear what you have to say, Grady and G Clark as well, but I especially believe that you're just opening up a huge can of worms, because many people who say that they're okay with an open relationship can't handle the emotional challenge that come along with it. Most women and men, it is our innate just character to be territorial when it comes to someone we love.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're just out there just doing what you big enough to do, just knocking the boots, that's something different. But when you meet someone and you really develop strong feelings for them, it's hard for me to even understand how you can be okay. Just the thought of them being with someone else would make me sick at my stomach.
Well, I think open relationships should definitely be a case by case situation. What we see a lot today, I think, is monkey see, monkey do. Personally, however, I think case by case situation. Now, if because there are some people in this world that sex isn't everything to them. And then there are people in this world where sex is like, when I want to come home, I want it.
Yeah.
Now, if you found yourself in a situation where y'all are opposites there, maybe an open relationship might be, I mean,
but why even stay? Why even be in the relationship if they don't stimulate you or satisfy you sexually?
I mean, like I said, it's got to be case by case. If there's somebody that checks every box except, she don't give it up like I would like it, or he doesn't give it up like you would like it, I would think that would be something where it could be considered. I'm not saying that's what it should be, but if they check every other box, they got clean drawers, they have everything else that you don't have to worry about. It's just that one thing that you can't fulfill. I mean, you gonna throw away 90% for, what's out there?
The 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
Right.
80-20 rule, which states that, a person will get caught up in focusing on the 20% that their mate does not bring to the relationship. They get caught up so much in focusing on that 20% that they lose sight of the 80% that they are bringing to the relationship. So ultimately, they will leave a person because that person is lacking that 20% that they have focused on and feel that they need in order to be fulfilled. And they will leave that 80%, go find somebody who can provide that 20%, and find out that that person only has that 20% to offer them, and they've let the 80% go. So that's the 80-20 rule. It happens. That's why, it's really good to try to focus, I think, in a relationship, to try to focus on the good things, because what you focus on grows.
Right.
So if you focus on the negative things, those grow too. Right. And the things that you neglect will dissipate. They will go away. So it's always going to be better to try to focus, by and large, on the positive things. Okay. So we have a few comments, and then we'll dive back in for a second.
Okay.
Nikki Batey says, what up,
Hey, Nikki. What's up?
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Nikki. To my baby sis.
Happy birthday.
She's a Taurus. All right.
She is a Taurus the bull. Yes. She is. Pam Rose says, hey, soror. Ephraim Pointer says, say what? Nikki says, you need to have a call in line. My comment is too much to type. LOL.
Who said it? Nikki?
So I know what's wrong with it, whatever it is. What's up, Rose? Let me see. Ephraim Pointer says the manners and customs were different in the Old Testament concerning marriage. And that's true. So the things that were acceptable back then are not necessarily things that should be acceptable today.
Right.
However, open relationships and open marriages are becoming more and more socially acceptable. They're becoming more prevalent in our communities. So,
but Tisa, I want to talk about why, because you look at all the millionaires and billionaires. They do that because they have something. They turn into roommates, and they have some things in common. They have some things already set that they don't want to change. One decision can affect change, and when you leave, it just everything, your whole synchronization of your way of living and your life change if you leave this person, leave this comfort zone.
So it's
somewhere else. So it's people like, no, I want to leave this.
It's the comfort. So they become financially comfortable with each other, and therefore they're willing to, even if they've grown out of love, fallen out of love with each other, that comfort is still there. Right. And so they don't want to uproot themselves for the what if. Like, I already know what I have right here. So I'm going to stay in my safety zone, and we'll just go ahead and have outside sex partners. But is that really the right thing to do?
But see, and a lot of times people get misconstrued a person having a friendship with another person of opposite sex as something else, which is not, because a lot of times most guys are just emotional or not emotional, but it's something different. It's not physical or sexual. You know what I mean? It could be,
Grady, I don't bit more believe that than a man in the moon. And this is why I say that. I mean, it was a good attempt. It was a wonderful attempt.
I'm trying to find your song, Tisa.
It was a wonderful attempt, but this is why I don't agree with what you're saying right now, and I recognize that as a hogwash that it is. Men are very physical creatures,
right?
Yeah.
Right? So a man can go out and he can sleep with many women, and he can still be. I mean, I really don't understand this, but I've heard it so many times that I've recognized it as factual. He can be in love with his woman at home, and by his standards, but he can go out and sleep with several different women and not become emotionally attached to them, right? So it's not a friendship that he's seeking. He's seeking to get whatever it is he's missing at home. Whereas with a woman, women are more emotionally driven.
Right.
So, usually when women are missing something at home, usually it's not of a sexual nature. It's of an emotional nature.
Financial.
Could be. So she, but I will say this, whenever people are, whatever they're missing at home, whomever it is, it's only a matter of time before you seek that in someone else.
Right.
So it's really important to try to fulfill each other's needs, each and every one in the household, because I don't care how holy you are. I don't care how saved you are. I don't care how morally upstanding you are. It is natural. It's very natural to seek those things that you are missing and longing for in the house, outside the house, if that's not where you're getting them.
Yeah,
right. So, so I don't believe when a man steps out that he's just looking for, a pen pal. I'm not falling for that.
Why you're not falling for that?
Well,
okay. Do women have male friends that they don't sleep? I have female friends I never slept with, and we're real tight. You know what I mean?
We're not, but those aren't qualifying for. We're talking about open relationships.
Oh.
So we're not talking about just buddies here. We're talking about going outside of the marriage. Ephraim Pointer says, "Greedy Grady."
That's what they called me in high school. Yeah.
Greedy Grady.
Yeah.
And Sheila Massey says, exactly. If you say, "I do" to each other, then we need to honor this until death do us part.
Yeah.
Too much mess in the streets.
Okay, but it also that same book of knowledge also tells both the husband and the wife to fulfill each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not putting forth the effort, and let's say it's something as simple as taking the trash out because the trash is too heavy and it's too heavy and a man should do it. And let's say that is your thing and he's just as lazy and won't do that. If that's something, and let's say you are OCD. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Like that is something that will drive you mentally delusional. And it's something simple and there's only one thing you ask him to do. That is more than enough reason for a lot of people because divorces happen on the regular. Right. And it's not always sexual. It's not always financial. Like I said, he might not have clean drawers. It's something, right. But it seems to strike a nerve when it's sexual fulfillment. And I'm sorry, that same book, when he woke up Adam, he said, "Hey, look what I just did, what I pulled from you, boy, try that out." And I'm telling you, that's how he said, because Adam knew he was man. When he tried that out, he said, "Whoa, man.
God is good and his mercy endureth forever."
Whoa, man, woman. That's her name, woman. That's her name.
Whoa, man.
I am telling you,
man.
Because he told him when he woke him up, he said, "Be fruitful and multiply." You know what he told him? Sample that out. Shut up, boy. You ain't seen that right there. You gonna try that out. That's what I'm saying.
You need this. Oh my gosh. But you're right. You're right. See, this whole conversation is just
Thank you.
burning me up.
Fruitful and multiply. And a millionaire said
Dwan,
this.
you see me? Dwan, you see her making
Thank you, girl.
You gonna make that make a slide right off.
Hey,
I'm having some real senior moments talking about this topic right here. I mean, y'all
But
just
I'm gonna tell you this: sharing is caring. You know,
sharing is caring.
Tupac said,
going out.
if y'all never listen to Tupac said, "Let a man run the streets. The man come home, he will love you better." You know, and this one millionaire. This millionaire said this. I can't think of his name, but he said, "A person who is selfish, have a selfish mentality. Selfish people won't have anything."
So we shouldn't be selfish with our mate.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Be selfish, so we should share our mates as well. That's what you're saying.
Not share, but you shouldn't try to control that person.
Hold on.
Let me say this.
Can somebody turn off Grady's mic?
I'll turn it off for you.
Let me say this kills me coming from Grady because Grady is only speaking from Grady's point.
I know.
Exactly.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Exactly.
I said this man that said all that coming from a man who cherishes his moniker, Greedy Grady. Come on, man. Yeah. Come on, man.
So what y'all saying is Grady ain't gonna bust a grape. He just talking.
Man, I'm trying to be here for you, brother. I am. I'm trying, man.
Hey, I'm just trying to give y'all something to think about. You know what I mean? How many people have 2 cars in the household? That's what I want to know.
She gonna give you something to think about after this podcast, but go ahead.
I am not leaving this room. I'm gonna stay in here all night. I will sleep in this chair with my back up against the wall.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. Lord have mercy, Jesus. What?
This podcast is my refuge for my soul. You know.
Okay, so what were you saying about the 2 cars? How many people have 2 cars?
Yes, how many? Yes, 2 cars. Everybody have 2. Can you walk out with 1 pair of shoes? Could you wear the same pair of shoes every day? Could you?
If you had to, absolutely.
Okay. If you had to.
If that's what's required of you, absolutely.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now,
Next question.
Okay, now do you have a plethora of outfits? You have like 2 or 3 clothes. See, that's a gluttony. That's a sin right there. You got a whole bunch of stuff you don't really use because you only wear 20% of your clothes. You got, you know what I'm saying? Out of 80, you only wear 20% of them. I'm just saying. But
we're really gonna do this.
You got 2 earrings. I think everybody deserves a pair.
we are really gonna do this. Oh my! You know what? Let me go back to some of these comments.
If one grocery store closed, the other one open.
Wow. So Ephraim says sexual fulfillment is at the top of a man's list for women. It's security. That is security for men.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I get that. I get that. So what I'm saying is this: if that's not what you're getting, and if that's not satisfactory to you, then why even stay? Why stay for other reasons, knowing that you're going to step out?
Right.
It's cheaper to keep
sanctity and the covenant of the marriage, because marriage is a covenant.
Right.
It's a covenant.
I think security on both ends can cause somebody that's unhappy or desires more or to step out to stay where they are. You know, it's a yo-yo. You're not throwing a ball. You know, you send it out and then you come right back because there's security there. Whether they're splitting responsibilities, we are in a new day and age, but it's the same story because when, you know, take it back 50, 60 years when the man was the sole provider, you know, there were women that stayed because there was security getting done all types of wrong.
You're right about that. And they still do today.
And now you got dudes that play on PlayStation all day, you know, and you know, they stay because they ain't got nowhere to go.
They ain't got nowhere to go.
Yeah. They got no hustle, no drive, no ambition.
Everybody ain't responsible.
I think that at the end of the day, you know, everybody is entitled to their own opinion about, you know, open marriages and open relationships. I've seen, and let's just, we can put it out there. Will and Jada, they're one of the most, I guess, boisterous and open couples who have.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've admitted they had an open relationship, but it was certainly discovered that that's how they roll.
Yeah.
And, their children even have come out now. Willow and sang, on Red Table Talk that she believes in, just loving people and not necessarily committing to one person or even one sex of a person. What is that called? Poly what?
Yeah.
I can't remember the word.
Polyamory.
Yeah.
Amory, they got so many different terms.
Right.
Poly cracker.
Yes, not being attracted
I think that
to everybody is pansexual, but if
Okay. Say, Dewan, you keep breaking up, boo boo. And I want to hear what you had to say. You said been attracted to everyone is what now?
She's attracted to everyone, and that's called a pansexual, but she wants to be in a polygamy relationship.
Oh, okay. Okay. And that means multiple partners. That means multiple partners. I mean, you're either going to be monogamous, meaning that you're committed to one partner, or you can, do the polygamy thing, which means that you have, more than one partner. But I have heard of so many other people, and I've known people who have tried their hand at open relationships, and I have always seen somewhere down the line their destruction. I've always seen it go to the left. I've always seen either they end up divorced, and they're typically divorced because of the outside relationships.
Right.
Somebody gets jealous. Yeah, somebody gets jealous. Somebody wants to go back and break the rules and dip and slide on in something else that they've had that was good to them in the past without the permission or the consent of the. I've always seen their destruction. So, one of my questions that I was going to ask is, do these really work? In my opinion, no. I know that it would never work for me. I've never tried it. I can honestly say that I don't have an interest in trying the open relationship thing again. I'm much too territorial when it comes to my partner and a man that I love. I don't even want to think about. I don't even want to think about another woman having her hands on him and his hands on. It would make me sick at my stomach.
Right.
So it wouldn't work for me. But again,
the thing that makes it not work is when people change the rules and then they want to micromanage your time and stuff like that. The time you spend here, the time you spent there. But both, the parties have to all have an open dialogue and be able to communicate and talk about their expectations.
I mean, look at Sister Wives, though, Grady. Look at Sister Wives that comes. Yeah. I mean, but look at how miserable they are. I mean,
and they driving Cody crazy. Cody driving crazy.
Yeah.
And one of them still talking about she get jealous.
Yeah. Because Cody keep adding more junk. Just be happy with the way he have. Cody keep adding more women to the family.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that is a prime example, and this is their religion. Like they believe in polygamy. But look at how miserable they all are. At the end of the day, somebody is going to feel slighted.
Yeah.
Right. At the end of the day, somebody is going to feel unfulfilled. They're going to have feelings of jealousy or intimidation, and they're going to feel slighted and unloved. And when that happens, the relationship, it just becomes more of a chore.
I'm going on the show.
And I want something that feels loving. I want the love, and I want the, I'm not saying you have to have butterflies every day, but, I want that wholesomeness that comes and being with that one person when you guys are building towards same common goals, and you can grow old together, respecting each other, liking each other, and loving each other. Like I'm just saying,
Right.
where's that going? What's happening to that type of love?
I mean, everybody want that. I mean, everybody want that, but it's hard to
Family,
get that.
family,
Sometimes
family.
people change.
Tisa,
Uh-huh.
I feel so
Tisa.
alienated. Oh,
Thank,
go ahead,
thank
Dwayne.
thank you for
What'd you say?
having me on your show. I have to leave and get ready,
Thank you,
but thank you
Dwan.
so
Thank
much.
you.
I
Thank
have
you,
had
boo.
such a good time.
We'll have you
All
on again. We're about to get off here ourselves.
Okay, thank.
All right. Bye,
Okay,
baby.
have a
right,
good
Dawn.
night.
All
All
right.
right,
Okay.
Let's see you a
So,
little bit.
G. Clark, why were you saying you feel alienated?
because I've never watched that show a day in my life. I ain't know who y'all were talking about with them all them characters.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
However, I mean, in no ways are trying to sound what is it one of them words that they say is toxic. However, I've come to understand women on a larger scale are women willing to do things that men just if the shoe was on the other foot, but it ain't gonna get done.
Yeah.
Um,
I just think it's
because
a lot of double standards.
because I don't think there will ever be a show called Brother Husbands.
There is a show
Yeah.
called Brother Husband. Yes, it is.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I saw it.
Come on, man.
In my research of polyramy, I've been, like I said, I've been researching this for like a year or so, just trying to understand the lifestyle and stuff, and accidentally run across brother husband.
Never heard
They
of
all
that.
don't sleep in the same. They matter of fact, I saw this YouTube channel where this lady she
So
has
it's one
two
woman and
husbands,
a lot of men.
2 men. She had 2 men, 2 husbands.
She must be a bad chick.
Yeah, I guess I don't know, but yeah, I ran across it. I haven't got
Well,
into it.
I guess because
But you
I've
got 2
known.
incomes. Well, you have 3 total incomes, and she don't want to need for nothing.
But you know what? Money is, I mean, never truer words have been said. It sounds cliche, but money truly does not buy you happiness.
No,
It
it
just
don't.
doesn't.
Look at the gates.
Look at the gate. It does
Yeah,
not buy you
they-
happiness.
Yeah, Bill Gates and his wife getting a divorce. They're billionaires.
So I
So
would be like, baby, just go
I
take
just
a
believe in the
vacation.
old-fashioned type of love myself. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know, call me crazy, but I believe in the old-fashioned type of love. I'm a hopeful
Yeah.
romantic because there's nothing hopeless about romance. So I'm a hopeful romantic, and
I
I
want to say
just
this.
believe in me and my Boaz.
Yeah, but I would say this: Steve Harvey was right about this one thing. But that one woman will make that man change. Trust me, it takes that one special lady.
Well, and also women and men alike, we teach people how they can treat us. So, you know, typically people will only rise to your lowest level of expectation. So whatever your minimum expectations are for them, typically they will rise to that. But it's good to have somebody who wants to supersede and go over and beyond because of their love and their passion for you. So I'm going to read 1 or 2 more comments and we're going to get out of here, guys. This has been a phenomenal show, and it's always a good time with you guys.
Yes.
Ephraim Pointer says the thing that makes it not work is feelings of being betrayed. It results in an unhealthy jealousy, which leads to destruction. Boom. That's what I just said. And I agree with him 100%. Are there any comments on you guys' pages that
I see Shantae Jackson, she said, what's the point of openness if there are going to be rules? And that's a very good question. We had quite a few people shout out. Hey, Miss Yvette, Shantae, LaRonda, Felicia, Nikki, Ephraim, man, wow. Rose, Pam, like if I missed over your name, forgive me. I'm scrolling really fast. But
oh my goodness.
That's
it's been a good show. That's all I can say. And I just, like I say, I don't come from a judgmental standpoint. I just wanted to talk about it because it's something that has become so incredibly prevalent in our community, and it's becoming more and more socially acceptable. It's like we settle for anything now. Like, and I'm not saying that in a judgmental way. I'm just saying that when is enough gonna be enough? Like, when does our moral compass kick in and say, okay, there might be something about this that's just not quite right?
Yeah.
I have a high level of respect for high morals and high standards,
Right.
and honesty and loyalty, and those things are very appealing, not only to me but to most women. So just like men don't want a woman who is community property. Guess what, boo boo? A real woman don't want that either.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, somebody.
That's true.
So
And
go ahead, G. Clark.
I think that falls down to I mean, you're gonna have to settle at some point, but I would say make a good settle.
Right.
Make sure they check more than 4 boxes. However, whatever you want in a person, make sure if you can't get it all the way, at least get the majority.
Get the majority.
'Cause a lot of people still get married after months of knowing somebody. I know that ain't the truth. So
just make sure that you make the right choice.
Right.
If you make the right choice, you really won't be settling. Right.
Because I tell anybody getting into a marriage now, I'm like, look at that partner, and if there's something that happened between you and them that got out, would you feel like a fool for it? And if at any point in time you would, hey, I'm not telling you to reconsider, but read some literature about the subject. Something.
All right. Okay, Andre 3000.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. All right, sweet babies. Well, look, thanks everybody for joining us. DJ Grady, you got my music queued up? If not, I got you.
I got you.
Oh, he got me.
We got some bass today.
He got me.
Is that okay? Can I hear it?
Nope.
Okay.
There we go.
This man went from 0 to 300.
Let me go ahead and say that.
Yeah, Grady, what are you doing, Grady?
I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
But I have a different set of volume over here than